emergency measures have been triggered by the government to deal with overcrowding in prisons in England and Wales. Let's bring in the criminal defence lawyer, Liam Kotrie. Liam, thanks very much for making the time to speak to us today. What impact is this decision going to have on people who are passing through the court system?
Well, these delays and people not knowing where they stand within the system is appalling, frankly. People need certainty in these kinds of times. But it's not just the defendants in these kinds of cases. It's potential victims and anyone else who may be involved, and their families as well. People need certainty. It's simply just what is not happening in these kinds of situations. These sticking plasters are just not going to fix what is a fragile and crumbling system. And inevitably, this will come up again in the future.
And this is people being kept in courts because there's not enough places in prison. But the other side of this is, well, we've got news about early releases as well. I mean, what does that do to the criminal justice system if people are being released early? And it's not always clear whether they're being released early because of good behaviour. Is that normally the case?
Well, not really because of good behaviour. But in these kinds of cases, people may receive up to 70 days, I'm told, from their sentences. And who knows what kind of crimes they may be convicted of. One would assume it would be the lesser serious crimes. But again, this is a sticking plaster. In the last 20 years, the prison population has doubled. In the last 20 years, the prison population has doubled. And what has these successive pick-and-mix Tory governments done to fix the problem? Increased prison sentences. They've not put money into the system. They've not tried to fix what is a crumbling system. Crumbling courts, shortage of judges, shortage of barristers. They extend sentences. And frankly, it doesn't make sense. Your audience on this programme today may not feel any safe in the last 20 years with double the people in prison. And they may ask the government why these longer sentences have come into place.
Mm-hmm. And Liam, not spoken about today, but connected to this situation is a call by the Attorney General, Alex Chalk, the Justice Minister rather, Alex Chalk, to rent places in prisons overseas. Has that ever actually come into fruition, or was that just a release by the government to say that they were doing something?
Well, who knows? Maybe they were just testing the water on these things, but prisoners may have a better time overseas. It was only last year that a German court refused to extradite someone to the UK on a British warrant due to the state of the prisons in this country infringing on their human rights. The prisons are in a terrible shape in this country. So, I don't think it's really the answer to the question you asked, but I think it's a very important point, and it really is a crumbling system and needs serious fixing immediately.
It touches on it, Liam, and I appreciate the answer anyway. So, look, what is this decision going to do, do you think, to those who are actually having to work within the system? I'm thinking about advocates like yourself and prison staff and court staff.
And the police. And the police.
If
these people are being kept in police stations rather than going to court, then there have to be more staff in police stations. I know there has been some increasing in staffing levels in the police in recent years, but not enough. You may say as a defence lawyer, they are my natural enemy, but I know what a hard job they have to do. It's not one I envy. And they need to be well supported as well. But yes, court staff, court buildings, court cells. I'm a regular in Manchester Magistrates Court. It's often overflowing with vans waiting outside.
All right, Liam Kotrie, we really appreciate that. Thank you very much for now.